But to bring it back to the Saints, because we're going to get to the LSU later in this podcast. So the last thing we're going to do this. We're going to do this again. Buy and sell on the Saints. You don't have to name specific players or anything like that. But would you guys, as a GM, personally, would you guys rather start selling assets? Like Demario Davis and all those defensive guys and some of the offensive linemen. Do you start selling those guys for the future, or do you just try to rebuild around what you had last year? Because the truth is, we're a couple plays away maybe from making a run at the playoffs and going deep and maybe even winning a Super Bowl. So just kind of interested to see what you guys think about that.
If it was one, if it let's say if we got a time machine and went back 2 years ago, I would say try to build around. I th- I loved what Drew Brees did for the Saints, but he was our weakest link these last 2 years, and I
Yeah,
think
I certainly think so as well. I wouldn't
and I
trade
think
it for anything in the world. Like seeing Drew was an absolute blessing, and watching it, I wanted to watch every minute that he could play. But the past 2 years, his arm just wasn't there, and I think he tried to do it for the city, but at a certain point, time just catches up with you.
and you're afraid of selling all of our assets too because like we might not like Saints have weren't ever really good until 2009. So like, what if you sell all of them and then you're stuck back being bad? You just could never rebuild it.
Yeah. You don't want to be the Aints again, man. But I mean, you think if you look at our offense, man, I mean, maybe there's some work we could do on the O line or something because we got Pete who's always hurt. We gotta
Hmm.
work on getting some stout depth on the line. But I mean, when you look at our playmakers, man, like Thomas Smith, Callaway, he even got some young guys that are up and coming, like Deontay
Well, yeah,
Harrison, and shit like that. Our offense is pretty good, man. You just got to keep those playmakers we got and keep developing them, and then obviously worry about the quarterback situation, make the best decision on that. But I mean, like our biggest issue, I think Blake was right when we first started talking about the Saints was going to be our defense. You know, we gotta solidify our linebacking core. We got Cam Jordan and Onyemata plays really well when he's not hurt, but he's always hurt. We gotta try to keep him healthy and develop this Turner guy. But just the linebacking core, man, Demario Davis can't do it all by himself. We gotta not buy or sell anything per se, but we just have to do what we can to bring people in. Like maybe just one more decent like veteran to
I
to
agree.
balance out with Demario Davis, and then develop this Werner kid.
Oh,
I
dude,
could
I'm
hear
loving this Warner kid, loving it. I think he's got a bright
I
future.
I could hear an argument for possibly selling out on Michael Thomas, just because that $100 million contract. I don't like it. We could get a couple more players probably for that amount of money we're paying him per year.
Yeah, you don't like it, but then fucking 2 years ago he broke all kinds of records. I mean,
I mean, we have a pretty good starting point. In my opinion, Alvin Kamara is the best running back in the league. So you have that, and I think Michael
Facts,
Thomas is
100% facts.
yeah.
I
Michael
think
Thomas is a top five receiver. So I mean, we have pieces. It's just the quarterback's a big question, man. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Can we get a quarterback in time to win with this roster? I think that is the question. Whoever it's going to be. If we have to
well,
trade for him, if we're going to draft him, whatever it is.
I think this is a test year to see if Jameis is our is
But
the
Does he
see,
key.
does
that's what I don't like, Bullsby. You just said the word test. I don't think there should be any test years in the NFL. Alvin Kamara is not going to want to sit and play when he's the best running back in the league on a bad team.
Yeah, he's not gonna sit
Mm-hmm.
around for any test years.
Yeah,
The
he
goal
don't care
every
about
year,
fantasy points. He wants to win. That's what he cares about. Especially
yeah,
because if we're not winning, New Orleans is not a market that can get you endorsements and stuff like that. So if we're losing, I mean, the money is gone. You know what I mean? It's
hmm
not like It's not like Los Angeles where the money will always be there. If we start losing, the money is gone. We don't
Well,
we just can't give people advertisement money.
Alvin Kamara has actual brick and mortar stores in New Orleans, so he has a reason to stay in New Orleans. He has business operations in New Orleans, so there's at least that part is somewhat probably going to sway him to stay in New Orleans.
yeah,
Possibly,
but losing can change that real quick.
it can
Yeah.
Yeah,
change that, but
especially when you're a running back, man.
I
They
don't think I
play
don't
they
think
play till
Jameis.
they're maybe 30, 31, and then
I don't think Jameis is
they're
gonna come out
out.
here and pull a 3-14 season. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think
No,
we're
I mean
gonna
I'm not saying we're not.
above 500.
Yeah, I
I
mean
agree.
nobody here is saying that we're gonna be fucking 3-14, 2-15 or anything like that. But we're definitely not gonna be 15-2, fourteen
No,
and 3.
Yeah, without a
no,
doubt.
no way.
Honestly, dude, I think that if Jameis comes to play, and we have a good season, I think the best this team has on him is a 10-8, 10-9 if you count the playoff loss. But that is like the ceiling there. I mean, we just don't have the defense to compete at a Super Bowl level. Who knows,
Mhm.
dude? Maybe some of these, I think we got pick somebody up in the third round. Paulson. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. It's spelled Adebo. He was picked in the
Adebo.
third round. Adebo. Thank you very much. He was in the third round, the 76th pick out of Stanford. He's a guy that if he comes out to play, 10-6. But you really just never know.
I mean, he's gonna get a shot. I think he walks right into Janoris Jenkins' starting spot. So we'll see. I like this film. Again, everyone's highlights look good, but
I also
he's
think that
definitely.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's definitely gonna start next year, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, because you got to keep Gardner Johnson at that roaming position. You can't put him out on the edge. He's was not going to be the best. We're not going to maximize his output if we put him on the edge and expect him to cover,
No, he
the
can't cover.
number
He's
one or
not.
the number two receiver. Yeah, he's going to be out there roaming around, making those big hits, blitzing, making those reads on the inside, and
Mm-hmm.
helping out our linebacker core and whatnot with that. So Adebo has some chance to come in and really solidify
I
himself
like
as
that pick because we needed a corner. I like that. That was like the one pick in the draft. I was like, thank God.
I do, especially because the Pac-12, the way that their offensive work, the way that their passing offenses work, I just think that he came from a great conference, not to mention also a great school. I mean, Stanford has a history of great corners, and they put out a lot of smart players in the NFL. We're not going to have a character issue with this guy or anything like that. I think this guy's going to come in ready to play, and I think he's going to be one of the smarter people on the field, to be honest with you, from what I've seen. But the question is, can he just kind of keep up with that next level talent that he just hasn't seen in college?